Welcome to Buddha's Path. Learn and practice Buddhism, a place where ancient wisdom meets the noise of modern life. Today's reflection carries a message that is simple, yet profound. Don't think too much about anyone. At first, these words might sound cold or detached, as if Buddhism asks us to be indifferent. But in truth, it is an invitation to peace, to freedom from mental suffering, and to the art of letting go. We live in a world where our minds are constantly occupied by thoughts of others, those we love, those we miss, those we envy, those who have hurt us. We replay conversations, analyze gestures, wonder what they feel, and imagine what they think about us. But this endless thinking is not love. It is attachment, and attachment is the root of suffering. The Buddha taught that when we cling to anyone or anything, we chain our peace to something that is always changing. Thinking too much about someone gives that person power over your mind. You may think you are caring, but often you are only feeding the craving for validation, attention, or emotional certainty. Real love is calm and spacious. Attachment is restless and anxious. When you think too much, you are not present in your own life. You are living in someone else's shadow. In the time of the Buddha, a young monk once confessed that he could not meditate because thoughts of a woman he loved before ordination filled his mind. He said that even when he closed his eyes, her face appeared like a flame he could not extinguish. The Buddha asked him gently, "When you were with her, were you happy?" The monk said yes, but only when she smiled or treated him kindly. When she ignored him, he suffered deeply. The Buddha replied, "Then your happiness did not come from her, but from your mind's reaction to her. The one who controls your peace should never be another person." The monk understood. He learned that true peace is born when we reclaim our attention and stop giving it away so easily. In our own lives, we often place people on pedestals. We think our world revolves around them, a lover, a friend, a mentor, even an enemy. But Buddhism reminds us that everything is impermanent. People change, feelings fade, and circumstances shift like the wind. When you think too much about someone, you forget that they are also just a passing cloud in the vast sky of your awareness. The sky remains still and infinite, even as the clouds drift by. Overthinking is like drinking salt water. The more you consume, the thirstier you become. You create endless stories in your mind, and each story pulls you farther from the present moment. The Buddha compared the restless mind to a monkey leaping from branch to branch. When you overthink about someone, your mind becomes that monkey, never still, never satisfied, always reaching for the next thought. But peace begins when the monkey sits still. So how do we stop thinking too much? Buddhism does not tell us to suppress our thoughts or emotions. It teaches us to observe them with mindfulness. When the thought of someone arises, do not fight it and do not feed it. Simply notice it as you would watch a cloud pass across the sky. Observe the craving behind it, perhaps the desire for love, closure, or recognition. See it clearly without judgment. In doing so, the thought loses its grip. You realize that the person you are obsessing over exists only in your mind at this moment. What exists in the mind can be released by the mind. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means loving without possession, caring without control, and feeling compassion without expectation. When you stop overthinking about someone, you give both of you freedom. The freedom to simply be. The Buddha said, "You can only lose what you cling to." If you release your grip, nothing can truly be lost. Love, when free from attachment, becomes pure, peaceful, and enduring. Sometimes, the people we think about most are mirrors. They reflect parts of ourselves we haven't fully understood. We might admire their confidence because we lack our own. We might long for their affection because we have not yet learned to love ourselves. We might resent them because they awaken our hidden wounds. When you find your thoughts circling around someone, ask gently, "What are they showing me about myself?" Often the answer reveals not a problem with them, but an opportunity for your own growth and healing. When the mind is restless, a simple meditation can help. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and bring the image of that person into your mind. Feel whatever arises, sadness, longing, anger, or warmth, and whisper silently, I release you from my thoughts. You are free, and so am I. May you be happy. May I be peaceful. Breathe again and imagine the thought dissolving like a drop of ink in clear water. The water remains pure. This is not loss. It is liberation. Every connection in life, no matter how deep or brief, is subject to the law of impermanence. Nothing stays the same. People enter our lives, play their part, and leave when the time comes. When we understand this truth, our hearts soften, we stop resisting change. The Buddha did not ask us to stop loving. He asked us to love wisely, to love without clinging, to care without losing ourselves, to understand that everything arises and passes away. When your mind begins to wander to the past, to the person you miss, or to the conversations that never happened, gently return to your breath. Feel the air move in and out, and remember, this moment is all that truly exists. The person you are thinking about exists in memory, not reality. The Buddha said, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. In that moment, peace is not something you chase, it is something you remember. With time, you will look back and smile, not because you stopped caring, but because you learned to care without attachment. You will realize that true love does not require constant thinking or possession. It simply wishes well. It allows space. It understands that everything beautiful flows naturally when the mind is still. To think less of someone does not mean to feel less. It means you have stopped mistaking obsession for love, anxiety for care, and dependence for connection. Thinking less allows you to see more clearly, to see others as they are, and to see yourself as you are. It is in this clarity that compassion blossoms. So remember, do not think too much about anyone. Let your thoughts come and go like leaves floating on a stream. What is meant for you will stay effortlessly. What is not will pass gently. Peace is not found in another person. It is found in your own stillness. The Buddha's path is not about escaping relationships or emotions. It is about understanding them deeply, seeing their impermanent nature, and returning again and again to the quiet center of your being. When you stop overthinking about someone, you return home, to your own heart. And there, you will find everything you were seeking in them: peace, completeness, and love that does not depend on anything outside yourself. Thank you for walking this journey with us today. If this message touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Buddha's Path. Learn and practice Buddhism, so together we can continue spreading mindfulness, wisdom, and compassion to all beings. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be at peace.